A warm welcome, please, to Miss Isatou Ceesay.
And I definitely recognize the presence of the representative from our ambassador in the Gambia, from the Gambia. My name is Isatou Ceesay, and I'm here to share with you the work that I'm doing back from my country. Thank you very much for being here with us. This is the name of my organization, Women Initiative Gambia. As long as we are working with women, empowering youths, it have to have a symbol that will represent women and their contribution towards development, because this is where we are really trying to enforce and empower women so that our voice will be heard. And these are the contests that we are really, working towards, for you to see the steps that we are taking to move the work where we take it to today. And then this is how everything started. I really been a person who really fascinated about, the forest and the environment. And this is not today. This is since I was very young. So that's why I have no problem of operating, the project and move with the project with whatever I have. And with whatever support I have, it is still with me, and it wakes me up every morning to make sure that I move with my own energy, with my own experience, to see that I'm contributing towards it. And this picture is me, and I am the one who started this project. It's a dream that I have, and I believe that I can contribute a little bit towards it, and also to see that, there will be a change within my country and within my community, and I start with it. It doesn't matter who comes on my way. It doesn't matter which country it is, because it's in my heart, and I want to share the idea with everybody and wherever you are. So this is our mission, to make sure that the project is sustainable. And then when we want it to be sustainable, we have to believe on working together, because I cannot do it alone. We need so many people coming together, and we share to be able to make sure that the work is sustained. Because we have a belief that if you are going to support me and want it to be sustainable, don't give me money that much, educate me. If you educate me, I'll be able to sustain it, because I will know how to work on the money to be able to make sure that it is sustainable. And our target was at least to work with 1,000 people at the beginning. That was our target. But because of the energy that we have, we did more than that. Today we are working with 11,000 people within the country, started from 2012, because the project have been started since 1997. That was my dream, working with it, because I was not having confidence to stand on my own. I was working under an organization while I have the dream. So my Saturdays and Sundays, I always work on my own to make sure that I'm moving little bit and little bit. So in 2012, that's when I formally registered as a community-based organization and have all the mandate to work all over the country and out of the country. So these are the activities that we carried out. And then the most important one is to assess the community. Because if you want to implement a project in any society, they have to know the project concept. They have to understand the project. They have to learn the project, so that when you go out of the project, the community will be able to take care. So we always want to assess the community, to know what they have and what is their capacity, and what are the understanding that they have when we talk about waste management, when we talk about recycling, when we talk about women and youth empowerment. Then when we do that assessment, we will definitely know where to start with them, so that at the end of the day, they will be able to adopt the project and then make sure that it will continue, and then the next generation, they will be able to benefit from the project. And this is how we do it. We put the women together, And then we have the men, because we have to include them. We have to know their concept. They need to know the project. Because when we talk about gender, it doesn't mean fighting. It means working together, share ideas, and then plan together and implement it together. So we cannot work in the absence of men. And then the men also, they cannot work in our absence. So if there is any project comes, we have to call them and then discuss with both of them so that at the end of the day, they will be able to work together in our absence. So these are the opportunities also that we have working with youth, working with schools. Because we believe that when we talk about development, we have to mix, with all ages. So that at the end of the day, when the elder people, they are retired or they cannot work anymore, the young one, they will not start from zero. They will pick it from where we stop and then continue. That is why whatever we are doing, we include them, the planning, implementation, so that at the end of the day, they will be able to have confidence. And they will learn a lot from us while we are planning. Because in Africa, we have like a problem of, women, youth and elderly people work together because we have a boundary where the young ones should stop. So with my organization, we said no, because that is what delays us. We have to involve them. They have to know what we are doing, so that at the end of the day, even while we are working with them, we are building their confidence. And at the end of the day, they will be able to carry out whatever we left behind. So these are also part of the achievements that we have. I have a recognition from UK, working with waste management. I also have a recognition from United States, with the achievement that they believe I have working with women and youth in terms of empowering them. And also the book that all of you know about. And then these are other things which is very important and I really fall in love with, because I was listening to women when I work with them. Do you think you can open bank account? They said no, because we are not working. We are not employed. We are not educated. So we don't believe that we can open bank accounts. So I asked, whether do you think opening a bank account is something that is going to support you in the future? They said yes, because we believe that if we have saved some money, when our kids finish school and they want to go to universities or they want to go to college, these are the monies that we can use to help them. So I said it doesn't matter. Whether you are educated, whether you are employed, as long as you are generating little money, you can open bank accounts. And they were not believing me. So I make these small boxes, and you see all of these boxes, they have them attached to it. So each woman will have a box, and they're making products, and we are selling them. Though the market is not as fast as we expected, but whenever they make sales, even if it is $25, they will take $5 and put it into this box, and the $20 they take it home to help their kids and their problems at home. Then if they do that from December to December, they will not touch that box. Then when they open it, probably some will have $100, the other one might have $120, and then we help them to open a bank account from the commercial banks. And we started this for a year, and it works very well. But we have a law for it because we want to see more women leaders in the country. So how can we do that? The monies that they're saving, they cannot touch it. They have to keep those monies so that before their girl child will reach to universities or colleges, they will be able to have some money to support them, because we want to see more women leaders in the country. So these are also achievements that the women have. We give them training on waste management, recycling, business opportunities. At the end of the day, they'll be so proud to have a recognition. So we give them certificate that will give them confidence for them to understand that they have achieved something. They have achieved, something that will going to qualify them to be able to train other women, which is really something that's really appreciated by the women. And it really gives them more power to keep moving. And we always use them at the end of the training. If we are doing training to other communities, we bring them on board for them to explain their experience and also their opportunities that they get from the program. So we cannot develop the country if we segregate people. For us, we don't have any segregation. My office is very unique in the country because I was a victim when I finished my secondary school. I was really working so hard to have a good result so that at the end of my grade 12, I go to high school. But I was very unlucky that my father passed away, and my mother was working so hard to help me. When I finished school with good results and I came back, she came back plainly to me that, I'm so happy about the results that you have, but I am expecting you to go and find a job to support me. I said, Mom, I cannot do that because I didn't have the qualification to stand in front of a person or in a desk to do any kind of development because I don't have that confidence. So what I will do is I will sit beside you and then start thinking about what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I did that. Luckily, I met with the Peace Corps volunteer in those days. That's how I've been a volunteer for 4 years. So I believe that it helped me and it lifted my careers up because it helped me to dream, follow my dreams and then work hard to get to the level whereby I have confidence to start something and I have also get my goals to be able to implement them. So I believe I owe the youth of the Gambia that kind of opportunity because I understand that we have thousands of young ones who are sitting all over the corners and they want to achieve their goal. They want to have a higher education, but they don't have someone to support them. So my office is a voluntary office, and I am the only one who is doing that. So whatever education level you have, you can be in my office and we can empower you. Even if you don't have any certificate, we can train you and help you to have more certificates that is going to qualify you to be able to think about what you want, to be able to have your dreams and work towards them, because it's something that I've gone through, and I know that it's very important. So we have youths, these are all youths who are coming there to learn skills, and the one at the corner, they are disabled. So my office is concerned about everybody's life, and then they cannot be out of that. So when I start working, I start, look at them and see what are the opportunities that they have. But I understand that they always be on the road begging, which I believe it is not sustainable, and they are the same with us. They have 5 common sense that we have. It's only one part that is missing in their bodies. So I believe that working with them, it can also, contribute towards the development of the country. And I really confessed it because working with them for a year now, I know what they can do, and the country, they recognize what they're doing. They can make the soap, they can make soap in different type of herbal soap, and they can do the recycling that we are doing. The only problem is, they use wheelchair, which is not a problem. Because when we are talking about planning and development, it doesn't need, your feet. It needs your brain, and they have the brain. And working with them, it builds their confidence, and I'm really regretting why I didn't start working with them since I started my organization. So as I said, when we go for assessment, we cannot leave them behind. The alcalos that are the head of the communities, and also the chief that are the head of the districts, and also, the leaders that is around us, either being men or women, youths or whatever, we always want them to come together and part of the planning, because together we can make it happen. So we always consult them so that they can come and add their input to what we are planning, so that they will own it. Because if you don't add your input to whatever plan people are doing, it's not yours, it's theirs. That's why we always want them to come. We always invite the youth leaders, the alcalos, the VDCs, and women leaders to come and meet us, and we share the goal that we have, so that at the end of the day, in our absence, they will be able to come together and work as a team. Because working as a team is always make a big impact. So look at this. I think some of you have seen this, except the people who come today, but the school, they see all these products. These are beadwork, and this is plastic recycling. Because when we go for sensitization, markets or on the road or whatever, we find people who are working with bicycle tires and motor tires. They are always hanging around. And what they normally do is they'll send them to the landfill for burning, which is very dangerous. So what we normally do is educating them about the side effects, and then change it to something that will be really useful so that they will believe what we are talking about. The product that you are seeing, the key holder, the black one, is made out of inner tube, bicycle tire, that we are going to train the kids today. They use the inner tube clean it, and then cut it into small pieces, and then show them together, and then make some beautiful beads on it. If you have it, you feel good about it. And it's not about, marketing the products. I always tell my customers, when you buy this product, it's very valuable for us because you save a lot of lives. Because otherwise, it will be at the landfill and people will burn it. And it can even affect you, wherever you are. So buying our products, it means that you are contributing towards the mission that we have. So at the top, these are all, plastic recycling product. We recycle plastic bags, and then we turn them into products. And then we always make sure that we control any piece of the plastic. Because when we are cutting it, I think some of you watched the video, you cut the top and the bottom. So you use the whole plastic, but what are we going to do with the top and the bottom that we cut, those small pieces? That's what we use to make these dolls, these turtles, and then we make some softball for the kids, because you go to the locality where I come from, our kids, they don't have anything to play with, because they are in the rural. They don't see any type of toys that they can use to play. But working with these and make some, softball for them, it will give them another life. And then we control the plastics. Also, we work with soap, as I said. We always make sure that we promote the environment, promote the forest, and then recall minds back to our historical life. So what we normally do is the soap that we are making, they are all, soap that you can use to take shower, and it's very good for your skin. We use a tree that we call mahogany, and also we use a neem tree that I see at the back of the school that we used to make, and it is an antibiotic soap. And we tested it, and it's worked very well. Being from the Gambia, if I said mahogany, they know what mahogany means and what it can do to your skin. And then the neem tree also is very good, because we use it to treat a lot of diseases like malaria and other stuff. So we use this type of, trees to make soap out of them, so that it will reflect them back to the forest, and they will know the importance of the forest. Because going back to the Gambia, we cook with firewood and charcoal. So the charcoal is more of cutting a tree and then burn it to have the charcoal. Or you cut the tree, use the stick to cook. So if we keep doing that, and some people, they use it maybe like income sources, cut the trees, more of the trees. So we are trying to stop that. Then we have to make sure that they understand that the trees, they are there for a mission. And the trees, they are there to protect our life, so that they will have more education about it. Whenever they want to cut a tree, they will have a feeling. And it will help them to minimize the way they're using the forest wrongly. And also we work with bees. Some of my women, they do beekeeping. And also when we are selling the honey, we talk to them about the importance of the trees. Because the bees, they build their houses in the trees. And also the hives that we have, we hang them on the tree, and they use the flowers to pollinate their honeys. So if we cut all the trees, how can we get this? And how can I call it? Honey is a very good medicinal use. So we always educate them to understand that this is very important. And it's related with the forest and then the waste. So they have to know the importance that will going to drive them, and then help them to keep a lot of things in order. So we also make charcoal, because we have to find alternatives. If we said, no, don't use the trees, don't cut them, they will ask you, what am I going to use now? So collecting our waste, we always do collection and bring them to our working place, and then segregate, and then try to find what can we make out of this. And while we are doing our assessment, we realize that there are a lot of granite cells in the country, and there are a lot of coconut cells in the country. So what can we do with that? So we have a barrel like this, put the granite cells and the coconut cells and burn it like this, and then use pounder and pound them, and that's how they're going to burn it. Then from there we have pounded to have the powder there. Then we have cassava starch that we boil, and it will be jelly. We mix it with that, and then put it into those molds and take hammer and hit them. Then after we take it out, this is what we have. And then we cook with it, and it works perfect. And what we do is we use the normal charcoal. And the charcoal that we make, the briquettes that we make, we start cooking at the same time. Then we time both of them, and they serve the same services. So why are we going more of cutting the trees and we have other alternatives? So we train other women on how to make it, and they make it and use it at their homes. And it's cheaper at the same time. Those who are making it, they're using it, and they're selling it to those who don't have opportunity to be part of the program. So if you want to buy the normal charcoal, it will cost you $15, that you will understand better. And then if you want to buy our charcoal, it will cost you $6. So you save $9 whenever you come to our charcoal. So that also we always work with the women, so that the $9 that they're saving when they buy our charcoal, they have to keep those $9 every day in a bank on their own. And when it is more, they take it to the commercial bank and open bank accounts. And then that monies, we always advise them to keep moving with their briquette making, the charcoal that they're making, so that they can be an entrepreneurs of their own. And we give them business training so that they can move themselves with whatever they want to do. So this is how it looks like when I go out to see what is going on. So I find people, they cut trees like this, and they use it for doing whatever they want to do. And they don't have any, they don't feel anything when they're doing this. I don't say, no, don't use the forest when you need it, but use it when you need it. Don't use it when you don't need it. Or you use it in another way whereby it will help you, but it will not help the other people. So we have to have that kind of thinking. And this is how the landfill look like. And it's always wake me up early in the morning to think about solution. And I believe that working together can make it happen. If you go back to my country, our savings is more of buying, goods, animals to keep them. Because we are not really, when you go down to the, to the rural communities, they don't believe on saving money in banks. So what they do, they buy animals and keep them. But whenever they come to the landfill and they eat plastic, you will see their nose is running, and they will breathe fast. At the end of the day, they will die. And we work with butchers too, for them to count the amount of animals that they kill, and what do they find in their stomachs, and what are the symbols that they see when people bring them to them. So this is all information that we collected to make sure that we are talking about what we are talking about. And we are so worried about the next generation. We are so worried about them. So this is why, working together, sharing, will definitely help us to get where we want to go. And also, these are what we are expecting in future, to see that our forest is like this. It will take a long time, but if we started it, the next generation, they will be able to continue. And also, we work with women in the rural. They grow vegetables, but a lot of them, they get anemia when they are pregnancy. Their kids, they get, lack of blood, and they lose their weight. And then we understand that it's because of they don't have nutrition in their body. They have all what it takes, but how? The know-how is the problem in terms of cooking the vegetables that they have. We help them to grow vegetables in their own backyards, because to have a big garden is very difficult. But that will not stop us to educate them. We identify some of them who have backyards, and we help them to fence it. We give them the seeds. They grow them, and then when it is mature, we come back to them and help them to do cooking demonstration, so that they will cook it to a stage whereby they will have all the nutrition in their bodies and their babies. And also, we looked at our environment. We have all what it takes in terms of food to cook a good food, but they have no ideas of the combination to be able to get what they need. We have granite, we have couscous, we have rice, we have beans, we have, name them, we have a lot of them. But they are not using it because they don't have the education. And I believe that I'm from them, and I have little idea about how to put it here and there. Why should I go to the city and sit there? And my communities, they are suffering. So I come back home and then work with them one-to-one, see the impacts, and it moved me. So we give them cooking demonstration, and we weigh the kids before we started. After 6 months, we come back and weigh them, and we see a big difference. So we are working with the medical and health services so that we will share ideas about how to move this better. And then at the end of all what we are doing, we are expecting to have money to be able to move better, to be able to have a good settlement. And this project is giving it to them. based on the assessment that we do with the women that have opportunities to work with us. And the sky is the limit. We definitely want to make sure that if we have the know-how to get into, all communities in all the country to work with them, because if I have what I need and my neighbor doesn't have it, it doesn't make sense to me, the way I am adopted. So I'm definitely working so hard to push to make sure that, the education will get to, the whole country and out of the country if needed. So I also have partners from different countries to come and then we share, because this is the philosophy that we have. Together we can make it better and we can make it faster. Sometimes they will come want to learn something from me, and I always open to share, and I always want to learn something from other people also. We also do like media, people call us to the media and interview us about our challenges and the success that we have and how did we started it, which we are very happy to do, because as long as we did not have opportunity to meet everybody, talking, with the media, some people, they will be far away from us, but they will learn something that is going to help them with their lives. So he is a partner from the UK, and he started working with Wiz, and he flew from UK and came to me and said that he want to learn something from me. And I was really open to help him. And now he have like a community-based organization like myself in the UK, and we are communicating like partners. So we believe that these activities, we need to be open, we need to be flexible, sharing and take some information from other people to be able to get where we want to go. Because we are not only, ready to support only Gambia, we are really ready to share. Because everybody have, and wherever you are, it depends on where you are, everybody have your strengths and weaknesses. And if I learn from you, you learn from me, globally we will get where we want to go. Because we are, we are trying to see how best we can make the world better, to be a better place to live. Thank you very much for listening. And I am really appreciated your being with me as parents and other people who are here, because I believe that, kids, they need support. They really need support. And with kids and the forest, that's always, the environment and kids, those are the ones that I put as my top priority. Because if we lose our environment, we lose the kids, there is no way in the next generation. So we have to empower them, we have to share with them, and we have to listen to them. They have good ideas. We have to give them a chance to come with what they have, so that we can help them based on our experience. Then if we do that, I have no worry about the next generation. I will really understand that it will be a better place to live. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. How did you find the support from the government, the Gambia government, politicians, and also how is your plan for the future to explore it to the other countries with the support of other countries?
Thank you very much for your question. I'm so glad to hear that. As I said earlier, this is me. I'm not waiting for anybody. So I started from my community, which is far away from the city, and then I'm coming towards the city. So I always get in touch with the government people that are around wherever I am. I never operate independently. Wherever I go, I always search for the key people that are around, and I share with them, the stories that I have and what I have in my mind. So I always wait for them whenever they're ready to come, and I know they will come, because right now I have some calls from the government. Before, I was just working like that, and I believe it's because of I was not being in a haste to come out. I always want to prepare and get ready, so that whenever I meet with anybody who definitely want to work with me, I'll be able to give you information that is going to motivate you. So I was not in a hurry, but for sure, they know about what I'm doing, and I know that there is no way that we will come together and work, because the president that we have right now, the wife is a good friend of mine. So I think, that will going to help me to get connection, because getting direct to governments is very difficult, because they have a lot of protocols. So I feel like waiting for them, it delays the project. Because I always said, You know, if you start a project, you know, you have to believe that it's you. You have to take your way and keep moving. Whoever come across with you is an opportunity, but you cannot sit and wait. If you sit and wait, you will lose it. And then you were asking about other countries. I'm open for other countries, and if anybody want to do anything in any other part of the world, I always want to be connected, and then we make like an MOU, whereby I will be able to come, or you can come to me, and then we can share what I have. And I'm always ready to do that, because that's part of my philosophy. Does that help?
Yeah, but for example, banning the plastic bags, you know, I mean, there are some decisions can be made by the governments which will help and open your way.
Yeah.
So have you discussed these kind of things with the government? Are they open to these things? How do they support you in general?
Yeah, in my country, they have banned plastic, you know, but what I understand is banning plastic is very difficult, it's not easy. Because today, plastic, all related plastic is very cheap, and people are going for it. You know, the bowls that we are eating, cups and buckets and dustbins and everything is plastic. So banning plastic bag is one subject from plastics. So my government have already banned plastic, but we are working so hard to see that at least we can sit and review it again, so that we can make another different, you know, way, you know, another way different from the way they really ban it. So I really have good connection with the government. I have no problem with them. But you know, changing plans, it takes time. They have already banned it, but I believe that together, you know, being working together with them, the way I see it, we can sit again and then revise it and do it another way, which is going to be more helpful.
Sorry, thank you. Got one more over here. 1 second. Okay, and I'll come to yours.
Thank you so much for your presentation. My question is, how did you manage to finish your education after your father passed away? And you seem very knowledgeable so that's my question. It must be a challenge.
I'm so happy about that question, because I always want to share, because I understand that it happens every time. And, you know, for me, I'm a person that believes in myself. You know, when my father died, you know, I was really very young. I was 10. But I was with my mom, and I see that my mom was working so hard. And she's a very independent person. She did a lot of things on her own. So I start copying from her. You know, I always do things on my own. I started working on for myself when I was 15. I started making things and sell them and have money. So when I came back, and my mom came very plain and tell me that, I was, you know, so shocked. But what I did was, when I have stress, I want to be by myself and start thinking. And when I think, it gives me way that I believe and I follow. So when I came home, I was like, let me sit down and think about what I want to do. So I be with her for like a year. And then I was growing trees, you know, selling little things and then keep monies. And then when my father died, we all inherit like cows from him. So when I put little monies together with my cow, I sell it and take that money and then go to GTTI, Gambia Technical Training Institute, and do my secretarial course. Then when I finish that, I have a job. And, you know, I was being volunteer with Peace Corps Gambia when I was doing my secretarial course. When I finished, I was employed direct with Peace Corps Gambia as a language and culture helper. And all the monies that I was getting, I always, you know, divide them into 3 pieces. One, I send it to the bank. The other one, I use it personally. The other one, I send it to my mom. So I did that as a language and culture helper for 1 year. And after that, I was also employed as an assistant technical trainer for environment for 4 years. Then all those monies I gathered, when I finished working with Peace Corps, I put those monies together and sent myself to GTTI again and do my diploma on community development. So this is how I move with my life. And, you know, I'm still, you know, willing to learn. And I'm always ready to learn. But I feel that it's myself who should work it for myself. If that helps.
Good question.
Yeah.
We have one more. I think someone put their hand up.
Sorry, I have one question as well, please. What advice would Miss Isatou have for our parents in terms of how they can empower their children to be change makers? If they take anything away from this, what advice would you have for the parents in terms of their children?
Yeah, the advice that I have for the parents is let them be closer to their kids and listen to them and support them. They need it. And then, you know, they all have their expertise. And then you can realize it when they are playing at home. You know, for me, when I was very young, I always play with little things and I fix them. So my mom knows that I am a hand person. I do a lot of things with my hands. And if you are doing something, I watch you. I don't need you to explain. I will just watch you. When you finish, I will do it. So you have to read them. And you have to give them the avenue. You have to listen to them. And then empower them to their dreams. And then give them the support. Give them the motivation and encouragement that they need. That will going to build their confidence. And they will be able, that will help them to believe themselves and move with their dreams. I think if we do that, that will definitely help them to, you know, get where they want to go, and we will be so proud of them. If that helps?
Very good. Anything else? I can't see if my glasses have gone. Yes, ma'am.
I think all my questions have been answered, but I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you and especially the school. My granddaughter is here and I'm a director of Montessori schools in India, so I can understand the importance of the message that you have been giving to all of us here and all over the world. So I really wish to congratulate you and commend you. And just one small thing I want to share is that my granddaughter, she is in the same house which carries your
That's
name.
so good.
And when she comes home, she says, "Mommy, we have one planet, and that's planet A." So I'm really so impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you, and congratulations to the principal and the teachers for all the wonderful work that is being done in the school.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Very kind. Thank you very much for that. Anyone else?
Thank you for coming today. My son is really fascinated about you. I'm sure he saw you yesterday and had
Yeah.
a little chat, and he never stopped talking about your story. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
My question is, what's your biggest dream?
What is my?
Dream.
Biggest dream?
My dream.
Yes.
My dream is I will stay as an educator, and then that's me, and I'm ready to, you know, deliver at any given time with anybody, with whatever you have and wherever you are. If my time can allow me to go there, I will keep educating people and motivating people and share with them, you know, what I have, and then push my dreams to where I expect it to be, so that at the end of the day, the next generation, they will really have a better life. Because that's me. I'm not really thinking about us today, because yesterday have already gone. We are in today. We look at what is around us, but what is coming tomorrow is very difficult to predict. So we have to be ready for it, so that when we are going, we're going to hand over something clear to the next generation, so that we will see a better life for them. That's my dream.
Anyone else? Take a few more questions and then we'll...
Thank you so much for coming out
It's my
here.
pleasure.
I wanted to ask you, we do a lot of efforts, like we were trying to do recycling of materials like aluminium, like metals, glass, wood, plastic. But what else we can do? If we can do one thing that can make more impact, not just recycling, just not putting things into recycling bins to be reused, but at home, how can we reduce our waste, or what can we do as moms and dads and teach our children that this is how we can start with this is our new start, like how we can do one thing that would make most impact.
Yeah, what I always think and what I always share with people is, like, from our home levels, let's try to teach ourselves, not the kids first, but ourselves, on how to, you know, how to manage waste, in a sense that when you go to the grocery store, you know, look at what is in there and buy what you need for today. If you buy what you need, you use that, you'll be able to manage them. And then, you know, all what we are trying to do is to change our attitude, the way we are using the single use in the market or in the grocery store. Let's try to minimize that. and try to change our attitude of buying single-use like plastics and stuff like that. You know, the reason why I said this is plastics is very cheap, but there are other alternatives that you will see, and it's the same as plastic. But what we are saying is this is expensive. But let's calculate if you buy a plastic, how long are you going to be staying with it? You buy another one, you buy another one, you buy another one. But buying the expensive one will take you 5 years before you buy another thing. So let's try to change our attitudes towards, you know, the things that we are buying from the markets. If we do that, that will reduce the amount of waste that we collected, and it will help the young one to learn, you know, exactly the way you are doing it. If we do that, it will be balanced. Okay. And then, you know, we cannot stop the producers because they see that we are buying them. But if we reduce the way we are buying them, they will change it to the other alternatives. And we are the very one who should do that. It's not them. Because as long as they're getting the money, who cares? But we have to control it ourselves, to tell them that, yes, you are making this. It's very good for you, but it's not good for the world. So we have to change. And that changes is us. We have to do it by ourselves. Otherwise, I don't see it anywhere. If that helps. Yeah.
Anyone else? One more question.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation.
It's my pleasure.
Really nice. I have a small question for you.
Yeah.
You know, the weather in Africa is very hot, actually. Mm-hmm. How do you maintain a healthy workplace? I mean, with the heat and the plastic might be a little bit
that's a good question. That's a good question. But you know, what happened here is like, if you are working in a weather, like here in Dubai, probably the house is so cool. You know, if you're used to that, your body will adopt that. If you are working outside and it's very hot, if you used to do that, you will adopt it. Your body will adopt it, and you will not have problem of feeling it. So the Gambia is really hot. So our body's used to that before working with this. So we have no problem of doing that. And, you know, we will be very happy to be sweating, you know, on the roads while we are changing lives, while we are making, you know, life better. So it gives us more power to do it. Sometimes if you see us, even when we are working, we put on long sleeves, headbands, and, you know, boots and everything. We don't care about it. As long as we are working with it, we feel good about it. You know, I think, you know, that's not a problem with us.
Great. Thank you so much. There's a lot to think about. I think if you want to take on board some of the comments you made about teaching our children, they have a lot to look forward to this afternoon, those who are at the Arbor School. But you have one plastic bag, you have a book, a beautiful book that can be downloaded easily or from an auditory point of view that you can read at home to your children as well, so that we can spread this story. So it's not just your responsibility. We now have a job to do. Now we leave this room.
And what I want to say is the book is my life. If they read the book, it's a lesson for them. They will know how difficult it is when I started it, and you know my age when I started it. And if you look at the back of the book, you know, they were saying 3 things. That it will never possible because I'm a woman. It will never possible because I am too young. It will never possible because I am not an indigenous from where I am. And I said no, because none of you born with a name at your back that you are the one who is going to lead the world. You know, to become a leader, you have to work for it. And I prove it wrong, because I worked so hard to be where I am. And those who were saying that, they are still listening to what I'm saying. So if they go through the book, and then with your support, the support of the school, you know, we will be very happy in the future, I think.
We've got some copies outside without plugging anything, but you can also download it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Mrs.
my
Isatou.
pleasure.
See, we've
Thank
got
you.
work to do now with the little children.
Thank you very much for coming.
Much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.